I'm Thomas.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Ryan.
And we're back again with another 3 Dudes, 1 blog. Wait, were we supposed to do that after the blog?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's 1 blog. Podcast.
Podcast, whatever. Close enough.
Yeah, okay.
Cheers.
Oh, well. We've been preparing with our new setup in our new studio for, I don't know, what feels like 16 hours.
But I think it was actually only 20 minutes.
And I'm going to promptly
Close to an hour.
sit this microphone on my lap.
You gonna be that guy?
Yeah.
All right, he's gonna be that guy. That's fine. I don't want to touch it. It seems there's a lot going on right now. I don't know. What
Yeah, I
to do with
probably totally fucked with the audio when I picked it up and all that, but we'll deal with that in time. But now we've got a new audio setup.
It's gonna be great.
We all have our own microphones. We're not experienced with, or I'm not experienced with the leveling, so we are all on the same level. And Georgia is crying. That didn't take very long.
No, it did not.
She might not be able to hear it on camera. They might not know.
Oh yeah, these microphones are not. They don't hear everything. But at any rate, I keep looking at things that aren't the camera. Are we supposed to look at the camera? Are we supposed to not?
I think just need bad natural.
Oh,
We're
act
here for
nat-
each
Oh,
other,
natural.
Thomas. We're here for each other.
Okay.
Look at us. This is a support group.
Okay.
This is a learning experience.
This is Hearthstone Anonymous.
Hearthstoners Anonymous.
You missed some great Ryan raging.
Some great Ryan rage
about the tavern brawl.
About the 7 tavern brawls he lost before he finally got the pack.
We do have like 7 test files
All
with
that,
Ryan raging about.
All that for one classic pack.
One classic pack.
It was worth it.
Do you feel like they should ever not just do a classic pack? Because they started doing Arena, where it's like a class. Now you have a chance to do the current set.
Well, you're
and
guaranteed
classic,
a
right?
current.
Yeah.
And then the possibility of dropping. But we can save that for if somebody's actually going to do a Hearthstone topic.
Oh, okay.
I.e. the person who won last week.
So
and goes first.
Why don't we just jump into it, y'all? Why don't we just get into this? Because yes, my topic is Hearthstone. Because if you didn't know, Whispers of the All Gods came out yesterday, and it's pretty great.
How could you not know?
Yeah, it's kind of everywhere. Like, there's so much news about this one. I feel like there's a lot more going on in terms of publicity. I think they're kind of starting to realize that this could definitely be a long-standing product.
Well,
Could
they
be.
just announced
50 million
50
players.
million players.
Oh yeah, but see, I want to know what the active users are. I feel like there's a difference because it's one thing to say, yeah, we have 50 million registered users. Yeah, well, so does AOL probably still, but that doesn't mean they're on every day.
Good luck getting a company to actually admit how many active users they have.
Like, I don't know
League of
how
Legends
many
and
copies of Destiny sold.
Dota 2. MOBAs do this shit all the
Dude,
time.
You don't need to tell how many people have bought the game when you can just say how many hours they've played, okay?
Obviously.
And how long they play the
Obviously.
game
Hey, George.
on a
Come on.
daily basis.
There you go. Okay, yep, that's
Yep. That's a thing.
nice.
Okay.
This is
so,
the backdrop.
that's
from, or
Georgia.
Drawback
So-
of my setup.
not only did the Whispers of the Old Gods come out yesterday, but there's a lot of news about it. In case you don't know anything about it, it's a brand new set brought about all wild and standard and all that. We've talked about that a number of times in the podcast. And on top of that,
Right.
if you log in, you get 3 free packs. If you do two subsequent free quests that they're giving you, free quests in the sense that they're forcing you to do these quests. Play 9 games, you get another 10 packs.
Can
It's
you
a good time.
delete the quest? Like, if you chose
I don't
not
think
to?
you
I
can.
haven't looked.
Oh, I'm actually a good exhibit for this because 1, you can't, but 2, also if you had a full quest log before it happened,
One
it
of them gets
removed your
deleted.
oldest quest and replaced it with the new thing. So I
Definitely happened to
actually
me.
feel like if they really wanted to do that and be nice, they should have also just given me the gold. But that's me. That's fine. If they want to be nice about it.
If you had 2 of 3 wins, they should have given you proportional amount of gold.
But so there's not exactly a new mechanic for this one, I would say. I would say the old gods, right, are probably a good new mechanic or whatever. But for Grand Tournament, I feel like it was jousting, right? For Goblins versus Gnomes, or was it Blackrock that was after that? But whatever. The set before that was when the RNG really started to kind of come out, and they started to really have a lot of cards that were just doing a lot of things, right?
And League
So-
of Discourse had Discover.
Yeah, had Discover. So there's been a lot of new mechanics, whereas I feel like this one is really more focused on refining some of those things, if anything else. Like, I feel like Especially if you look at the way that Cthulhu works, in the sense that it's like how Mistcaller works, in the sense of hand and deck gets boosted or whatever. But in this case, it's just your Cthulhu, wherever the heck it is, just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
I mean, I would argue that's probably the biggest. Like that is close to a new mechanic. If they had like forced a bunch of new 16 cards that buff Cthulhu is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But if they had made it like 30, would then you say Cthulhu is like the new
mechanic?
The Cthulhu itself is the mechanic.
I mean, if it was that many cards, I feel like you'd have to, right? Because that's almost like
it's
a fifth of the set.
But at the same, yeah, I mean, I think where you were going is true, and that the old gods totaled together are the new mechanics, and that
you got these
especially
big
Cthulhu
creeps out
and
there.
Yogg Sothoth,
Yeah.
with its like just crazy, just cast as many random spells as possible.
What is his special ability?
For every spell
you
have cast throughout the game,
Cast a random
Yogg Sothoth will then cast a random spell. So, like, I played against a Yogg Sothoth deck that they cast probably like 12 spells, and then they played Yogg Sothoth, and then he did like 12 spells. Like, he just throws out 12 spells. Like,
It's not exactly a super effective card, in my opinion, because at least in both cases where because the stream happened with Ben Brode and Frodan, where they were just kind of revealing more cards, and one of the decks he played was a deck that was around Yogg Sothoth, where he played, well, actually not even around Yogg Sothoth. It was around Cthulhu, but he just so happened to thought steal a Yogg Sothoth from his opponent. Yeah, so he played all these spells or whatever, and then at the end of the game, he had Bran Bronzebeard on the field, which meant that the Battle Cry would trigger twice. So he plays Yogg Sothoth, and it does, I think, 12 or 14 spells or something like that. But the first time it happened, he said he mentioned something like, because when he drops and he does his thing, the screen kind of like shades almost. It gets like a kind of a
mistiness.
Mistiness to it.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I'm interested because I haven't looked into it, but it looks kind of like he said, oh no, it's red, so I wonder if like red means it's bad and green means it's going to be good.
Uh-huh.
Because literally every spell that Yogg Sothoth cast that was like damage things, it either hit his hero or hit Yogg Sothoth or hit one of the other minions.
It ended up killing Bran and Yogg Sothoth.
In one go. So he ended up with a worse.
He ended up with
position.
like 6 secrets though.
Yeah, so I mean that's one thing, but it was just like it was crazy to see how it was like kind of.
Which I believe Trump did like an analysis like on an Excel, quote unquote.
Oh yeah,
like,
probably
great,
probably.
good, average like results breaking down, and it was like 40 some percent like you get a good or great spell, and then like 53% or something like that you get like an average or below spell.
Could be
Which
worse.
like he had different classifications of like great was like pyroblast your enemy's face to worst is like pyroblast your own face.
Exactly. So,
but like I played a Yogg Sothoth deck, and he played it at the end, and he almost fatigued himself, and he got a bunch of spells that were draws, and it took him down to like 3 health, and that he had like 2 cards to draw. And then he got like 2 more draw 2 cards spells, and like almost fatigued himself to death. So Yogg Sothoth is definitely just a YOLO of like, you just play.
That's
it
the
and
YOLO
hope and
god.
pray. Yeah.
So that's some. Obviously we could just talk about the cards all day. But what I really wanted to know is just kind of like what your impression was of the set so far, and what you thought about some of the cards that they brought out and the nerfs that happened and all that kind of stuff. So, opinions.
I think the true feature of the old gods is Hearthstone becoming a competitive card game.
Oh, like the formats?
Right. I mean, yeah, the formats, the nerfs, the whole thing about Standard and Wild. I mean, this is Blizzard saying,
we're in.
Yeah, we're in to make Hearthstone a serious card game. And I like that that you get 13 free packs. It really incentivizes everybody that plays Hearthstone to get into the standard play, which is pretty sweet. I mean, I'm only playing standard from now on,
and giving you Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was.
Take it or leave it. How there's a lot of varying opinions about Cthulhu.
But I
itself,
think, but I think, like you were saying, like, what if they'd had even more Cthulhu-based cards, and you just didn't get it, but then you had 18 cards that were all based around buffing this legendary that took you 120.
No, I mean, I completely understand why they did it, what they did.
But it is still a crapshoot around, like, well, now everyone has it, and now
it is an argument about. I've personally played 4 Cthulhu decks.
Yeah.
Played against 4 Cthulhu decks. I have yet to create a Cthulhu deck myself. I steamrolled 3 people who I would argue quickly through to, like, they were just like, oh, let's just throw this as Cthulhu on it. I'm going to put it
throw it on the
there.
field.
And I just ran over them before they could get Cthulhu out. There was one game against a rogue Cthulhu that he could control the board well enough, and I was getting pretty bad draws myself.
Wait, the Cthulhu was rogue, or the player was a rogue?
The player was using a rogue.
So a rogue Cthulhu didn't like come in as a third player.
No, not a rogue Cthulhu.
Yeah, it became a 3-way game.
So I was playing a
Seems like
rogue.
you went up
I
there.
was using a dragon priest, playing against a rogue who was using a Cthulhu-based deck, and he was able to control me enough to his Cthulhu got to like
Just kind of
18,
mind controlled
18, and I only had 1 minion on the board and was like at 12 health, and he lethaled me with Cthulhu. So, I mean, Cthulhu...
So you lost.
Yeah, I lost that
That's
one.
not where I thought this was going. I was getting
So,
pumped for the
I can
comeback. I was
see-
like, where's it going to go? How's he going to win?
No, I mean, I steamrolled through 3 Cthulhu decks, like, easy peasy of, like, nothing. And
Could make it 4
I would argue they were very poor decks to make. And so I think, I mean, my first initial strategy or thoughts of it is I like a lot of the cards. I especially like you said, the competitiveness that they are trying to go down.
Yeah.
And a lot of the quote-unquote broken cards that were ruining the game were removed.
Yeah, they're gone now.
Not that they were necessarily broken, but they were so good that they were almost mandatory. The sludge belchers, the piloted shredders, the mad scientists of the world. I mean, those were like in every single deck, whatever it was, it didn't matter. You put those cards in there. I mean, not mad scientists necessarily, but especially sludge belcher and piloted shredder and the like.
Right.
They removed a lot of that randomness. They haven't completely removed randomness, but they removed a lot of random based cards and a lot of the super overpowered cards. And I haven't seen anything yet that seems to be completely broken. I would argue that I don't think a lot of the new cards are going to be as influential as people want them to be.
Yeah.
Especially, like, unless somebody can create... I mean, we're still so early.
Yeah, it's a brand new meta.
In the life cycle of... There's no established meta. Everybody is still completely trying to figure out what works and what doesn't.
Right.
But my early impressions are there's no... Which this is good. There's no new deck nothing new that is so mandatory that it is an auto include. There's no legendary that is an auto include.
Yeah, it seems
that
like
I've
you could do a lot of variations on
Yeah.
stuff.
Actually, this brings up a question that I have.
Okay.
I have one card that has been an auto include on the 3 decks that I've made,
And it is.
and I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
But it's a standard. I mean,
What does it
obviously
do?
it's a standard card. It's the I think it's like 4 mana.
Okay.
It's a 2/4 Tauren with taunt that has a death rattle to summon a 1/1. Is that actually a good card?
I don't know. I don't even know what card
It sounds so dope to me.
A 2/4 Tauren to summon a 1. I mean,
It's a 2/4 taunt
a 2/4
that has a
taunt
death rattle to summon a 1/1. It's kind of like that.
I've watched way too many Hearthstone YouTubers review cards, and nobody has specifically said anything about that card that's jumping out at me. There is a lot of value in having a minion make another minion of playing one and then getting another.
Right.
2/4 and it's a 4-drop is below average. If you say it's a 3/5 4-drop,
That's a bit better.
that's a bit. I mean, that's Sludge Belcher's body, which was a 5-drop, as a 4-drop.
Right. So, well, this card, what I saw it is a new, cheaper Sludge Belcher. I mean, it's 2/4 instead of 3/5, and it's but instead of summoning a what did he summon, a 1/2
taunt.
with taunt, it's a 1/1 without taunt.
Which, is fine. Still a body.
I'd say it's an average card. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily an auto include. One card that I think is going to be interesting to see that I hadn't seen a lot of people talk about, but I'm seeing a lot more is actually a Cthulhu based card, and it's a 4-mana 2/2 maybe. It's a panda. It's a Cthulhu card that has a panda with like lightning bolts, but it does deal 2 damage as a battle cry, and with
Cthulhu
a
Disciple
buff
or something like that.
2/2.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, like I watched 2 different videos today, are saying that might become a staple in a lot of decks that don't even play Cthulhu.
Oh, what, just because it deals 2
Because
damage?
of like dealing 2 damage plus having a 2 damage body on the board.
I mean, that's decent.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But my first impressions with Cthulhu especially are it's not that great. You have to be able to really control the board to get to
The point where he's going
the
to kill.
point where he's worth it. And it's just Cthulhu's going to be niche, I believe, in the end, in that it's definitely not going to be a ladder climber, I don't think. Can you play it early in the ladder just for fun and beat some people? Probably. I mean, I'm not necessarily a ladder climber myself.
I'm going to climb the ladder with a Cthulhu deck.
Do it. I'd be impressed.
I just
I
said
want
it.
to see it happen.
Said it right here.
I'm going to watch you do it. I'm going to help you do it.
The highest I've ever gotten on the ladder was a 15, so I've got a long way to go.
17. I am not good at rank. I don't
Actually,
know
when
what
I
it
beat
is.
those 3 Cthulhu decks in a row, I got up to 13.
Oh, fuck you.
Good job. Good job. Final comments on the art style of this expansion. I think it's both interesting and sometimes adorable.
Have you got the new battlefield, the Old Gods battlefield, like the map or like the layout?
No.
I don't think
There's
so.
a thing?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like it's the original battlefield with like the griffin on the bottom right,
Yeah.
and like the
The OG.
inn in the top left or whatever, and it's like completely old godded out, and that like the griffin is like corrupted and like this evil thing. I can't even remember what it looks like. The inn in the top left is like alive instead of like breaking the windows. They're like eyeballs.
Ooh.
That's pretty tight.
Monster. And there's like the well in the bottom left has like tentacles and shit coming out of it and stuff. So
There's still so much they could do to this to make it interesting, in my opinion. Like, okay, there's still so much they could do to Hearthstone to really kind of do like little quality of life things, in my opinion. Like, how are we at this point still where we can't share deck lists from the app or from the application? Like, why can't I either like export it to be like it'll take a screenshot of that part of the screen and just put it on the clipboard or something, or 2, it doesn't really make sense that we're also not able to like choose a battlefield, right? Like an arena.
Eh.
Well, because
one thing that I thought was interesting, I was wishing was a quality of life, is when I first loaded up Old Gods and it was going through everything of wanting me to create a new standard deck, and I wanted to just like copy a deck. Like
Yeah.
I thought there was like a button, if you clicked on like the character icon up on the top, there was a thing that you could do to like duplicate the deck.
Uh-huh.
Because like I wanted to take my dragon deck and make a duplicate of it, because what it was saying is I could just take my dragon deck that existed and then change it to standard, which I tested after the fact, just removed the bad cards,
Right,
and
right.
then like left everything else that was good there.
That makes sense.
But like then that deck my old deck was gone. Like I created a new deck.
oh yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
fine.
Like I wanted it just to be like, well, can I create this deck from
What are you doing, dog?
wild to standard.
Yeah.
But then, like, if I press that button,
It
it
just
didn't
gets rid of all of
destroy my old deck. It, like, just created that deck and, like, made it in a new slot.
Yeah.
And then once I adjusted it, then I had to finalize, and I have my old dragon deck and my new dragon deck.
Do you have anything you want to share, Joe?
That's my personal, small
Oh, yeah.
complaint,
I mean,
but
there's-
that's super.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Minimal.
there's still. I feel like this game still has a lot of room to grow. Like, there's still a lot of things that they can do to make it even more so a game that people are going to want to play. You know, going to want to get into and do things with. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's a
Yeah.
great expansion.
I
Who
mean-
knows what's going to happen?
I'm excited. I feel a little bad that I didn't pre-order and get my 50 packs. I mean, I really am enjoying that $50 more than that 50 packs, but it does
So one
suck to
thing-
only have, like, I opened, I think, 13 packs so far.
I watched today was a video about how to get quote unquote cheap Hearthstone packs.
Uh-huh.
Is to, if you have a Windows based device or an Android based device,
I do.
Okay.
is to delete the Hearthstone app, download the Amazon Media Store or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
download the Hearthstone app through there,
Uh-huh.
and then when you go into the Hearthstone app, you can click to buy, and it'll go through the Amazon store, and it can say use these coins or something that the Amazon sells, like always sells at a discount. So, to get $50 worth of coins only cost $41.
Uh-huh.
So you get, basically you're getting like a $50 gift card for $41.
I also
So
have,
then you
like,
can
6,000
use
coins.
50, well, you can then, if you do this, download the store, and if you have the coins already, you can just like buy packs with the coins.
That could be a good idea.
Interesting. Isn't it interesting that Amazon has their own currency?
They're trying to take over the world.
That sounds like
Illuminati.
Illuminati?
Jeff Bezos.
Amazonati.
We're watching you.
Who's here? Are you? Okay.
Jeff Bezos.
So that was all I really had for that, really. I mean, I wanted to bring it up. I think it's kind of cool. I'm excited to get back into Hearthstone, really.
Yeah, I'm excited to play. I mean, I played my first deck that I made. I made like a mindless mage deck just so I could get into the game yesterday. And I think I played 8 matches and won 1. So,
Nice.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. You got that win.
I'm I'm a ladder climber.
You got to spend money to make money. I believe
That's what
how
they
that
call
works.
me. Yeah.
And this will be the last thing, did either of you read the Polygon article about one of their writers essentially quit his job for 30 days to become a professional
I did
Hearthstone
read that
player?
article.
Yeah, or tried to.
And
Or
I
tried
also
to
read
be,
that
yeah.
either you are or you aren't.
Well, he
Essentially
said
is
he
what
got
it
to
sounded
like
like he got
rank
to.
4 or something. That's really good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's
Do you remember who it was?
That's pretty good.
I cannot remember who it was.
It wasn't Phil, was it?
No, it was not Phil.
I didn't recognize the name at all.
Hasn't One Kill Phil gotten to rank 1?
One kill Phil.
Oh no.
I feel like I thought they bragged about that at one point.
He's a net decker. Not that I'm not a net decker, but
I'm a net decker.
I think it's funny that he admitted. Hashtag, I watched all the Stoner Bros videos today about, did you watch our pack opening?
I did not.
I did. It was quite funny.
Phil got the shaft in the deck opening this time.
It was Richard Proctor.
Richard Proctor. Good work out of there. But
What? Who's that? Is that the other guy
the
that?
guy who did the article for
Oh, okay.
But Phil got 2 hoggers, 2 boogie, or no, he got a boogeyman, 1 boogeyman. He got a boogeyman, 2 hoggers, and a Ragnaros.
Ouch.
That's crazy.
So I mean Ragnaros.
Yeah,
which
Ragnaros though. That's
he
pretty
loves. He loves the pally like me.
Georgia, did you just knock something underneath this couch?
good. Yeah, she's been doing it like this whole time.
So Thomas, you want to go next, or do you want to go with me?
I think I'll let you go first. I haven't totally decided. I've got my 2 topics, and I can't decide which one that I want to do yet.
As per the usual.
All right. Well,
Yes.
I'll go next, and I'm gonna stick
With the guns.
with the Blizzard theme, but I'm gonna talk about everybody's old favorite / my not new favorite,
Okay.
but I've played it.
Your new unfavorite?
World of Warcraft.
Yes.
I did not. I don't remember us talking about that in terms of. But whatever. Anyway, yeah.
What?
Don't worry about
So
it.
I played World of Warcraft
And
for
he
the
loved
first
it.
time at Nexus
Loved it.
LAN.
Oh my god, he played it for like 12 hours straight.
Well, he played
I
for 12
hated
hours
it.
straight. I was gonna say you played it for 12 hours
I'm
straight. 'cause you
still
can do
not
level
ranked 20, so I still haven't
You're
got my
not?
paladin thing.
I actually
It's
meant to
not
ask you
a
that
rank.
the other day.
Level
It's
20?
a level.
I meant to ask you that the other day if you ever finished that.
Nope. Still level 16.
Okay, maybe I'll
Jeez.
catch up with you. I'll finish.
Just
And,
think of how much harder it would be is if you had to hit that
level 100.
that wall. Like the treadmill to get up to level 16 is so much shorter than it used to be. Like in vanilla World of Warcraft, it took me like a week to get to level 6 like level 20, and you almost made it there in a day.
Almost.
Oh,
I was not successful yet.
it's interesting you bring that up, Thomas,
Why?
because a lot of people have said that that was part of the reason that they perhaps participated in some servers.
So, that's my topic, though.
Indeed.
Is
Segue.
World of War Blizzard sent a cease and desist to a group of guys that were running a private server called
Nostalrius.
Nostalrius, yes, which they said had 800,000 registered
Million.
accounts,
Billion.
Wait,
and
really? Almost a million? I didn't know
almost
it was that high.
a million.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, registered accounts again. How many
yeah,
people
again,
are still
what does that mean?
playing?
What does that really mean?
Like,
Yeah.
But they said on the day that the server had to get shut down,
Yeah.
they had over 10,000 active users on, like, as a last hurrah.
I did see a GIF of like the last few
Oh
seconds.
yeah,
That
like
was
the last
pretty
few
cool.
seconds of people saying goodbye, goodbye, cruel world.
Hello.
And so, but I wanted to just talk about. I mean, the server. I mean, we don't have to talk about the specifics of the shutdown. I mean, if we wanted to, we can get into the legal jargon about Blizzard. Blizzard has to legally has to protect their IP, or else they lose it. I mean, that's not debatable.
They're not going to lose their intellectual property because some guys are running a private server.
Yeah, I thought their argument was kind
so
of weak, really.
we could talk about this.
I didn't think we had to because I thought everybody was on the same page, which is that Blizzard is in the wrong.
So,
I mean, I'm with you.
if you took a business law class in college,
Oh God, here it comes.
you'd know if you have a trademark with the U.S. Patent Office, you are legally mandated to protect your trademarks and patents,
with
no
like,
matter without recourse.
With
You
like-
have to do it. If you don't, you lose your trademark,
really.
and somebody can just
So this is a Washington
it just
Redskins
becomes
situation.
public. Like, theoretically, if Blizzard didn't do this, somebody could say World of Warcraft is open game because Blizzard allows these guys to run open servers.
So
I mean,
so these private servers
what's the
infringe on the
practicality?
trademark?
Well, yeah, because they use technically an edited and well, maybe not edited. I suppose if someone has just a copy of the original World of Warcraft and installed it on a server and then said you will not update, essentially, but it's still their game, right? And they're still running its server, and I would imagine they're not exactly making money off of that server, but there's definitely a cash inflow somewhere to make sure that it runs.
I mean the 800 registered users is interesting in that it isn't really defined in the articles that I read, at least, if those are paying, if they're paying to use this service. I'd assume they are. I assume there's some kind
I
of
think it
fee
was
that
free.
they're paying.
I think it was free.
This probably runs on donation.
Yeah, I would imagine it runs on donations.
But at any
But-
rate,
At any rate.
they were making some kind of money to
Someone
keep
was
the
making
lights
something.
on, to keep the servers running.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so, I mean, that's your fun fact of the day.
I still
I mean,
don't
that was
understand
Blizzard's
how these
argument.
guys running the server infringes on their trademark.
Because they're using it is their IP. Like if they were to do something almost like parodied, like if they weren't to call it World of Warcraft, and if they were to edit certain things in the game so that it was not legitimately WoW,
But it is legitimately WoW.
That's the problem. It's the same.
So
concept.
another party, if Ubisoft, for instance, saw this and said, you know what, we wanna screw over Blizzard because World of Warcraft is just so awesome and so hot right now.
Even though it's not.
We're gonna create our own game and our own servers, and we're gonna charge people for it, and it's gonna be World of Warcraft, and we're gonna make money off of it. I mean, legally, that would be an interesting legal fight, but per the law, and this is just what I know, and this is somewhat of what Blizzard had said in their license or in their public statement was, we had to do this to protect our intellectual property, and from what I know, that is accurate. I mean, your argument of running a server, is that infringing on their trademark? I don't know. But all I can tell you is Blizzard has to, by the law, protect their trademarks without recourse.
Now, however, the question of whether or not we think they acted correctly is a different discussion. I'm with you in the sense that I feel like shutting down the server wasn't exactly the right thing to do, especially if it's the part that I think is stupid about this, and then I'm thinking you might think is stupid too, is the fact that so they come out and they say, okay, we can't keep this server, we can't let them have this server. It's infringing on our IP. We can't have our trademark get sabotaged or whatever in terms of just letting them do this. So we have to shut you down. But just in case you were curious, we are talking about this internally about maybe having this ourselves.
Well,
so I think this is after the fact of now they're.
Oh no, it was. It was like a week or two later.
They've seen such a backlash of now they're saying, okay, well maybe we'll float this out there and see if there really is a market. And so that's kind of what I wanted to go with this was, do you think this is something Blizzard should actually entertain? Because, like, in the Polygon article that I was originally reading, they talked about, I believe it was RuneScape. They did a big refresh in 2009, 10, or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know people still played RuneScape. But
it's still a thing.
Since then, there was a large part of the community who said, we want to play original RuneScape. And they created original servers that people can pay to play on. The original RuneScape that I played with my friend for free and farmed like lobsters when we were 12 years old.
Are you saying you played RuneScape? Or is this your
I played RuneScape for free.
Everybody
we
played
never
RuneScape.
played. We never paid for it.
I didn't play RuneScape.
He's trying to be cool, but we know.
No, I didn't even
That's
know RuneScape.
okay.
Okay, fine.
All
Okay.
right.
Anyway, point is,
So, I mean, and they were saying that is a large part, and this is RuneScape we're talking about, but they're saying the classic servers are a major factor in their profitability for RuneScape, which RuneScape versus World of Warcraft is two different animals.
Well, they're basically the same thing at this point with how many people play World of Warcraft.
Let's be honest. But no, I think that's, I mean, in the business sense, it makes perfect sense for them to explore this. Like you said, there were 800,000 registered users for this server. That is currently technically a tenth of their user base-ish, right? Give or take a couple million. So that would be stupid for them not to give this ability.
I mean, I would argue, though, that if only 10,000 people showed up for the shutdown, that 800,000 isn't how many people are still playing. But that's just a side note.
Now, this server has been running for like a long time.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 800,000 over 10 years. Also, over the same 10 years that Blizzard did not shut down servers to save their trademark patent bullshit.
Well, that's what I think probably Ryan's description of someone either A, pointed it out, or B, threatened them is what actually made them decide they had to
You know who pointed it out? Fucking Activision.
Probably. They're probably like, man, we should just what if we just took that IP from you? And they're like, no.
No, Activision owns Blizzard and Activision are the same company.
Well, yeah, but I think Blizzard probably still owns their own IPs, don't they?
Well, I'm not saying Activision was going to take the IP. I'm saying Activision was like, hey, Blizzard, you should shut down the server because we're evil.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, no, yeah, that's fair. But in either case, there's still like a lot of the comments and a lot of the things that I've read are actually that there's a lot of people that would prefer to play the original versions of the game versus what they've got now. And it's not something to the fact that the content is stupid or they don't like all the new stuff. It's that there have been, especially when you look at World of Warcraft and the recent changes to it, there have been like sequential changes to it that have been things like make it easier to level, make it easier to do X, Y, Z, make it a bit more of a grind in the sense of like materials. And stuff
that's
like
what
that.
I've seen is the main complaint is people want to go back to that sweet, delicious grind of getting to level 65 or whatever it was.
60 originally.
Like,
But that's it's
I can't handle getting to level 20. You freaking weirdos.
It's weird because we've had these games recently.
Casual.
Yeah, no kidding. It's weird because we've had these games recently that have been all about like people have been saying, "Man, this is such a grind. Like, why? Who would want this? Like, let's fix this. This sucks." And then we have these updates to those said games, like looking at U Division, looking at Destiny, where you have either A, let's fix that, or B, it gets worse, right? And then people have this backlash. But then we have the exact opposite mindset of this, where people are like, I'd really like to go back to when it took me 2 weeks to get 10 levels. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
So the end of this will be interesting in that Blizzard, there's two options. Either Blizzard says they come out and say, no, we can't do it.
Which they
It's going to cost too much money,
No.
and we're not going to make enough money off of it.
Probably
It's
not.
not, or it's too hard, is what they'll say. Which, it'll be interesting if they say it's too hard, because these guys were running one. So,
Yeah.
clearly, I don't think it's too hard.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not
But at
hard.
the same
It's not that
time-
they can't. They're probably more like, is it really going to make us any money?
At the same time, though, can the if they come out and say we're not going to do it because we can't make money off of it, like
Well, they can't say that. They're going to come out and
I
say,
know,
"We can't
but
do
that's-
this, it's too hard."
they can't say it's too hard, and they can't say it costs too much money. Like, so what can they say?
Okay, arguably, I've read a couple things about engineers that were like, here are reasons why it's really difficult. And there are some very legitimate concerns around things like...
I'm
how
sure
the
it's
heck are we
really
gonna have
difficult,
these,
and
like,
4 guys in their
sandboxes
garage
now?
were doing it.
10, 15 years ago. So, yeah.
Well,
And those guys, one guy's...
I mean, they could literally just buy
a new rack.
they could buy the server that they shut down, the physical server that runs
Yeah,
it.
I know.
See, that's what... Personally, I think that's what they just should have done. They just should have hired those dudes and say, just keep running it, make it, turn it into a subscription or something, or like make them have to have a regular World of Warcraft subscription to play this game. And I think a lot of people, at least a lot of the diehard people, probably would have done it.
Well, I think they can probably break even, and breaking even is what they need goodwill, because they are right about to launch a new game.
True.
And Blizzard has been on this nice run of good guy Blizzard for like the last
3 years.
a long time, like last ever.
Yeah, a
I
long
can't remember
time.
the last time people were upset at Blizzard for doing something shitty. And this could
Diablo
totally...
3.
Well, okay, so
just
Diablo
a lot of
3 was shitty, but it wasn't shitty because like they made it. Well, like they made it, but like
They made it bad.
They made it bad, but they came out and they were like, "Yeah, sorry, we fucked up
Our
Diablo
bad.
3's endgame. We're remaking the whole thing," and they did, and it was great. Like the way for Blizzard to make up on this World of Warcraft thing and say, "Okay, well, we realize you guys really love it, and our live team is very upset that you don't want to play the game that they're making, but
They're hurt. Their feelings are hurt.
Really?
Why don't
Well,
you
that's
guys
like-
want to play Legion?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the pushing forces to shut it down is the people that are working on new World of Warcraft are like, nobody's playing our game. We're making this, man, and they just want to play the old crap.
We're giving you new swords.
Yeah, I mean, Blizzard has to come
You can
out.
finally get Justicar Trueheart or whatever it is.
They have to come out and say that they're going to run some kind of old servers.
What's
I
this-
mean,
a Hearthstone card.
What's the sword you get from the legendary paladin?
Ashbringer.
Ashbringer.
Got it.
You can finally get Ashbringer once Legion
I think it's
drops.
Ashbringer. It's either that or it's the actual name of it, like before corruption. Oh wait, no, it is corrupted Ashbringer. I think it's just corrupted. I don't know.
I'm just saying they need this for
They do. No, I
goodwill.
agree. I
They
agree.
need to do it to make everybody like Blizzard so that everybody will buy Overwatch if they haven't already pre-ordered it.
Which, speaking of,
Segway.
Is that a segue?
Is
That's
that an
not a
awkward
segue.
segue? Is that not where you're
Wait, is
going?
this-
It's not a segue. We forgot to talk about it last week, so I'm gonna do it this week. We're supposed to do it every week, but I totally forgot. We do have a Twitter.
Oh,
yeah, social media,
technology.
Yeah, we got this Twitter at TDOB Podcast. Maybe I'll be really good and put something like at the bottom of the screen that has it. I probably won't. Like 20 people watch this anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, we don't know how many people watch this. We just know how many supposed subs we have, right? Or do you actually have like a count from the last?
Well, I mean, I have counts for subscriptions. Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't. I mean, it would be lower than the count that I get because the count that I get is like I subscribe to our podcast on my phone, so I can make sure all the metadata comes through and stuff. That counts as one. And I never listen to it,
That's true.
As long as you're subscribed, you're listed on that list, which is growing every day.
Every day.
But at TDOB Podcast, if you follow us, you can tweet questions at us, and you can tweet yells at us, and you can tweet corrections at us.
All that stuff.
And we'll respond on the podcast.
And it'll be great.
I tweeted about asking for questions earlier today, and I don't think I got any responses.
Did you check?
I just looked.
Last time you did that, you did.
I just looked.
Oh no!
Nobody responded.
No responses. Okay, good.
I was like, oh man, here we go.
Well, I checked it a little bit earlier, and there was nothing there, and I was scared now when I thought about it.
That's cool.
But
hey, sometimes people are nervous. Sometimes people are shy.
Yeah, now that we're on YouTube,
it's okay, listeners.
If you could that would be really great.
That would also be cool.
Like, comment, or subscribe.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the box.
Liking really, 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 really helps your content get pushed up to the top. So if you like our video,
even some pity likes, really.
Well, yeah. Well,
just click it as many times as you can.
Well, so if I like the video because you and I are friends on Google Plus, it might recommend the video to you because I liked it. So
recommend it on Google Plus?
No, it recommends it on YouTube.
Okay, good. That sounds like because I don't know how many people are going to use Google.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, we're on Twitter. We're on YouTube because that's where you're watching this or listening to it. If you are listening to this, I forgot to mention this on our last video podcast.
If you're listening to this, it's too late.
We are also on YouTube. 3 Dudes, 1 Blog. Just type it in on the YouTube search bar.
On the tubes.
You'll get us. We're on there.
The internetal tubes.
I did put our new logo on there.
New logo.
Or our actual logo.
I had that. That's fine.
I don't know if you guys ever actually caught it. I did put that concept art that was our logo until like 2 days ago.
Yes.
On YouTube. But now that it's gone, we'll get famous someday and we'll pull it out.
That'd be great.
We'll put that on a t-shirt.
Be like, I was there.
Yeah. But okay, now we can move on.
Dedicated listeners.
Please follow, comment, subscribe, share.
Can we get subscribed?
Friend us. Can we get subscribed? What?
Oh, wait, we already had this discussion. Never mind.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, I was really torn between talking about 2 different topics. And I will keep the Blizzard train running for about 2 minutes because...
Torn between dimensions.
The topic... I mean, both of my topics I don't have too much to talk about. I was really more interested in all of our new equipment all day, just thinking about setting this up.
Do you want to make that your topic?
No. If people knew what we were using, they would be like, holy shit.
These guys have nothing.
Yeah.
Per hour.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it is. And it's fun. And that's all that matters.
But I pre-ordered Overwatch today.
I was going to ask earlier if we were all going to do that because I was actually going to pre-order it.
Yeah, I watched I think it was GameSpot, right? That had the big...
Did you get it
GameSpot
on PC?
had a great 3-part series that talked about Overwatch.
Oh, I forgot to watch the other 2 parts.
And their
I just remember that.
I mean, they were really great.
It was awesome.
Okay.
Love you guys, Blizzard.
#
Also,
go comment, and subscribe on those videos.
Yeah, they're great.
They're really super good.
Yes. Also, if anybody out there has connections in the video game industry, make a YouTube channel where you interview game developers 6 months after their games come out for like a 30 to 45 minute video. I will comment, and subscribe.
GDC postmortems are great, but it would be even better if someone actually talked and interviewed these people.
Yeah,
more
Those
information.
videos just made me think of I wish I could see this for every single game. I want to see
what happened.
Yeah, all this kind of cool stuff. But
Especially when it's so candid, right? Because it's one thing for us to be, looking at the games we've been complaining about for the last 3 weeks. Like, it's one thing to just complain at those and be like, what's wrong with you people? And then it's an entire another thing to actually have that person sit down and say, here's what went wrong. Like, here's where we went wrong.
Like you were saying, and both of you were saying, the videos were so great because of how introspective and candid the the guys at Blizzard were.
Yeah, the employees.
They really made the videos. I mean, a person asking the questions can ask questions all they want, but like the guys that were giving answers were super introspective in what work they had done for Overwatch and Titan. Because the first part of the video was Titan.
Yeah.
The second part was more Overwatch gameplay, and the third part was characters. But
I really gotta watch those other 2 videos.
I really liked. I mean, the first one was the one that really got me about where they were talking about. They didn't focus on Titan because I think
because Titan doesn't exist.
Blizzard's hiding.
Yeah. Also, they're probably not allowed
Blizzard
to talk
doesn't
too much about it.
But it was the closest we got to finding some information about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But where were you going?
Yeah. I mean, it's looking great. Now I had something to say that I forgot about. Oh, also, yes, before you comment on the video and tweet at us to say that Double Fine did a full documentary about the creation of Broken Age, I did watch that in real time.
Didn't you back that?
Yeah, I was a backer.
Yeah,
it was
I was a backer at first too, and then they asked for more money, and I didn't give them any more money.
I didn't give them more money, but I mean, you still got access to the documentary. I enjoyed the documentary more than I enjoyed the game, and I liked the game.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But that's pretty much all I have to say about Overwatch. I mean, I could have tried to expand that into a topic of Overwatch is awesome, and I want to play it, and the new Doom looks like it's doing all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Like, the marketing made me think that, whoa, like, they are actually doing Doom again, and they're going to do it right. And apparently they're just, like, this last week's worth of info is like, oh, they're doing this wrong, and this wrong, and this wrong, and this wrong. Like, fucking loadouts. It's Doom!
Wait, why?
It has loadouts!
Why? Is that like a mode thing, or is that
No,
like
it's the fucking game.
It's like Call of Duty.
But I thought, I mean, it's been a long time since I've played Doom, but don't you just kind of spawn with a gun?
You spawn with the default gun, and you pick up the other guns through the level. And when somebody,
what was the game we played? Exotic or something? Exotic, that's what it was.
So here's what's fucking great. So I kill you. Okay. You should drop your gun, right? This is an arena shooter.
Oh,
you don't drop your gun. I keep the 2 guns I selected in my fucking loadout. It's bullshit. Doom is not good.
Thomas is very personal.
I don't care if the gameplay is like amazing. If you put if you
put
fucking loadouts in a game, is not a classic shooter. Well, but I almost want to back John Romero's new game, Black Room, which looked pretty cool.
I haven't seen anything about it yet. All I saw was the teaser where he's like doing the Force Awakens thing.
I think we should let Thomas get to whatever his actual topic is.
What's your actual topic? We'll let you get the actual topic.
Oh, man. My topic should just be complaining about first-person shooters.
We can go back to that.
No, let's do this because, I mean, we have to talk about it, even though there's not a ton to say.
Mm-hmm.
This morning,
there it is.
Through, press release, Nintendo announced that the NX is coming out next year.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It was just a moment of, hey, guys, by the way.
And the Legend of Zelda has been delayed and is going to be a simultaneous release on the Wii U and the NX.
Crossplay.
Which that's interesting.
Well, cross.
And
they gotta get it out to the 20 people that have Wii U's.
They do. Like, if
that sucks.
If Nintendo was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna suck, but we decided we're not gonna release Zelda on the Wii U. We're just skipping right to the NX. It'll be great. It'll be amazing. I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, that people would be burning.
Zelda is one of the this is one of the
it.
times that I bought a console specifically for a game, and I bought the Wii U specifically to be able to play a new Zelda game when it comes out. And if I don't get that new Zelda game, I'm gonna be really fucking pissed.
Is that gonna be really, really personal for you?
Yes. And it's not that I'm like a huge Zelda fan. Like I've
never really heard you like say anything about being a big.
I've only played Ocarina of Time. But I wanted to get a Nintendo console so that I could play a Zelda game when it comes out.
Arguably, you could play almost all of them now, right?
I know, I could. There's a Wii upstairs. I could go buy a thing and play it. I could get Wind Waker on the Wii U.
And Twilight Princess, right?
But I want to play a Zelda game when it comes out.
Want to be that guy?
So I heard about that. I didn't read any of the stuff about it though. So was there any information about what the NX actually is?
No.
Did they just said the NX is coming out in 2017?
They essentially
Yeah.
said, we're here to announce the NX so y'all don't get too angry at us.
Yes. They basically said the NX is coming out next year. Legend of Zelda is going to come out on the NX. Also, we're only showing one game at E3 this year. And it's The Legend of Zelda.
That's not coming out till 2017?
It's not coming out until 2017.
Why are they still a gaming company?
Miitomo has 10 million users in like 3 weeks. Come on.
What money are they making off of Miitomo?
I've
Probably
heard
more than they made on the
some
Wii
good
U
amounts.
in the last year.
I've heard some good amounts, I'm going to be honest. Well, because there's all those coins, right? You got those microtransactions, but they're all there.
Okay, so Miitomo feels like the least microtransaction heavy mobile game I've played in a long time.
People buy things.
I'm not saying that people don't buy things, but like, are you on Miitomo yet?
I mean, I downloaded it and made a person, and then I totally forgot it was on my phone until just.
Why haven't you friended us yet, you bastard?
Yeah, you.
I don't. Couldn't figure that out. I'm gonna be honest.
Connected to your Facebook tool.
Connected to your Twitter.
I have a problem with doing that.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Why? Facebook literally already stole all of your information. Just give them Miitomo.
I'm hardly ever even using Facebook anymore.
So why does it matter?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Ryan, you've used Miitomo. It doesn't feel very microtransaction heavy at all.
I don't even know how you'd use a microtransaction. Like where you'd go.
I don't even know what a microtransaction
I don't even
is.
know where to go to buy shit in Miitomo.
Go to the shop, man.
Yeah, you go to shop.
They give you so much gold.
I know they do.
They're just like, oh,
But you need more, Ryan.
here you want
You need
10,000
more
gold.
Canto.
Here's 50,000 gold.
Yeah, I bet so what they're doing is they're like, you've got that 30-day plan if you get shit. Once that 30-day plan goes off, it probably gives you nothing. Then it's like, buy gold, motherfucker.
That's probably accurate.
I
I don't
we're
get
not
on
here to
every
talk
day,
about
though.
Miitomo. I don't get on very much at all. I mean, it's when I do get on, I'm like, one, I turn it on and I say, okay, this is the dumbest thing ever. 2, 30 minutes later, I'm like, fuck, I was trying to go to sleep.
How did I answer all these questions?
I know.
Why do you need to know so much about me, Nintendo?
Nintendo is so good at getting, like, they've got like that perfect hook. You hear somebody's answer and you say, okay, stop. And then it asks you a question and then you answer it and it's like, oh, hey, you want to see what other people said? And you're
I'm
like,
a little-
well, yeah, I got to see what other people said.
I'm a little worried right now. What if Nintendo's the N in the NSA?
I really liked your coffee and pooping answer that you gave. Like,
What was that?
you're like, what are you doing right now? And it's like drinking coffee, which
And
made me
pooping.
go poop or something like that.
Nice. Do you like
Classic.
my Miitomo greeting? Have you come and visit me yet?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't know how to visit people in Miitomo. I don't know how to do anything in Miitomo.
I
We're
felt
very
like-
Miitomo illiterate.
I felt like an old person today. The intern at my work that works across from me
Okay.
said something like, she found this Twitter account called Odyssey Rejects, and it's super funny. And I was like, what? Oh, I know, Odyssey, the giant poem. I was like, oh, okay. She's like, the website? And I was like, that's a website?
Yeah,
Did you
what?
guys know this? Odyssey.
No.
Apparently, Odyssey is a website where you can write 500-word essays, and then
Okay.
other people can search the website for topics that they're interested in and get results of these 500-word essays that other people have written. And she talked about it in a way that everybody in the world knows about this, which made me feel really old because I didn't.
I mean, that sounds kind of cool. I mean, is it like anything?
Yeah, and you could write an essay on anything.
Interesting. I'll check it out.
Can I write about Miitomo?
Yes.
500 word essay.
Yes. How do I use Miitomo? 500 words.
What is this Miitomo?
What is?
Yeah. I think the most interesting thing about Miitomo, which is not what the topic is that I haven't heard of a single young person using it. I bet it's just old
Weird
people,
old people.
who are like, oh, I'm cool. I'm going to use the young
It's the
person.
25 to 35 age demographic of
Yes.
people who
really
grew
miss
up with
Nintendo.
Nintendos and want to cherish Nintendos.
Yes.
And want
Because
them
they're
back.
like, remember when Nintendo used to release quality gaming systems with quality games, and you just play them, and there was nothing wrong with the world, and everything was fine.
And then we got Mitomo, and then the world was fine again because I know everything about my friends.
Exactly.
And random people. So one random person added me, and I was like, all right, sure, whatever. And I regretted it. I deleted them an hour later because it gives you all their answers, and there's no context. There's no context. It's like,
Who are you?
Yeah, it's like, I don't fucking care about your poop. Everybody talks about poop.
So do we want to estimate like what is the NX? How well is it going to do, or like what do you want to do?
I mean, I've watched a ton of videos on the NX and specs and speculations and rumors. There is a source that somebody has been talking about that I can't quote. I mean, I don't know who the source was. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is all talking
Hearsay.
out of our ass.
WikiLeaks.
But I heard that the Nintendo NX is. I mean, this is basically what Nintendo has to do.
Yeah.
Is being positioned to have the largest software library of good games since like ever. So
The power of an Xbox 360.
Well,
Oh my god.
the most recent rumor says that the NX is targeting to be more powerful than the PS4, which kind of gets back at at PlayStation Neo. And that Sony wants to be one step ahead of the game. So Nintendo goes to E3 and they're like, look, we have a new console. It's better than all the other consoles. And then Sony comes out an hour later and is like,
Here's the 4K.
PS4 Neo, bitch.
So this goes back to my oblivion, or my I don't know the answers yet. So they said they're only going to talk about Zelda. Are they going to say anything about Neo at their
You mean the NX?
the NX? So you need to talk.
They
about
didn't say
They didn't
anything.
specify anything.
So they literally only said
Well, they also
2017 NX.
Yes.
Well, they also don't really have like a show, right? It's just another Nintendo Direct.
They
that's
have
for
a
E3.
treehouse.
Or is it the Treehouse?
Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever. It's the but they have
Nintendo
a stream.
Treehouse public live stream
I don't think
They could
we
show-
I don't think
they
we
could-
have official confirmation
with
that
the
Nintendo's
crazy
not gonna be
dancing
there.
guy
I
or
thought,
whatever.
well, they haven't done it the past 2 years.
Who's the
right?
weird?
They've only
Who's
done
the weird
Directs.
Nintendo guy?
Reggie?
Reggie.
Anyway, my point is,
Who
they
came
Reggie
out
Fils-Aimé.
with
very
with a
easily-
Muppet of himself last year or whatever it was.
They could very easily do like 15, 20 minutes of like random announcements or discussions or whatever. Like,
That's what
here's
they
what we're
always
doing
do.
with Amiibos. Here's what we're doing with this. And then they'll be like, okay, now here's 30 minutes of Zelda. See you later.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's easy to be cynical. You want Nintendo to do good. It's not looking good right now.
No.
Not necessarily just like the way they announced the NX is so weird. Like they could have done like a Sony thing or an Xbox thing.
They could have
where
done anything.
I don't remember if Microsoft had Microsoft had a special event to announce the Xbox
They had an
One,
event
right?
in March
Yeah, like
where that Bobby Kotick or whatever his name is got up there and shat his pants and
Patrick.
screwed everything.
pooped his beans.
Patrick, whatever. his
Yeah,
name.
so
Don
it's like
Don jump off a bridge.
if Nintendo had instead of announcing the NX or even said NX 2017, here's an invite to a special Nintendo Direct that we're doing in 2 days where we're going to talk about the NX, people would be like, this would be totally a different story. Like if you gave us fucking anything about the NX,
Yeah.
people would be hyped.
Nintendo can't be trusted to do anything right now, unfortunately.
Except Mitomo.
Except Mitomo. Not that I consider it.
Okay.
Mitomo is God.
Hashtag Mitomo.
I mean, that's all. There's not a lot of meat to that story.
Do we want to go back?
Time to go play some old gods.
Or that? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the podcast is good. You know,
Good first run.
now here's what's going to be interesting. What's
Yeah.
going to happen when I walk over there and there's an error message that popped up like 5 minutes after we started recording that said like, you've reached the max file limit size.
Yeah, or something stupid.
Well-
like, I don't know, my phone or my camera.
I'll give a good old adios, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Adios.